any of the participant using Mac or what we call other Windows, it a bit different, but the process is the same. So here I'm going to open my file location. It's SolidWorks, and then at my file location, it's already show the SolidWorks. So you have to click that. You have to right click here. Then you can, at the bottom of the dialog box here, you can see the properties. So you click the properties here, the properties. You have to click the property. Then here, a dialog box open. The SolidWorks 2017 properties dialog box open. Here, you have to select the compatibility tab here. Compatibility. After you selecting the compatibility tab here, you have to go and select run compatibility troubleshoot. So what's actually happening here is your computer is to itself it's finding the best way to operate the SolidWorks software in your laptop. So we can, okay, now we try to run our compatibility troubleshoot. It might take 2 or 3 seconds. Okay, after it done, the dialog box will show you try recommend settings. That means the laptop already set a recommend setting for you to use the SolidWorks software in your laptop. So then we are going to try our recommend settings. Then it will show like something like this, the test compatibility setting for the program, something like this. After it's showing like this, we have to test our program. So we go here and click this tab, which is named as text the program. So you have to click here. So now you can see your SolidWorks is opening. This is a bit of tedious process, but it will help you a lot. Okay. So now my SolidWorks already open. Okay. So we can use our SolidWorks now. Okay. So now I'm going to start really on SolidWorks. Okay. First of all, from our module, we are going to create a box step by step. So the notes are already in the module. So anyone want to refer the notes means can refer, but not in your laptop because it will interrupt my presentation here. If you want to, you can open on your phone or open on your phone or any other laptop, something like that. Okay, first, the easiest thing we can do in Solid is we can create a box. That's the easiest thing. So now we are going to do our first part. We are going to create a box. In order to do that, we have to open a new part file, new part document. To do that, there's actually two ways. First is go to the standard toolbar up here. This is the standard toolbar. So at the standard toolbar, you can see something like this, something like a document or a paper with the flipped edge, something like that. Okay, if you point your mouse, your cursor here means you can see it showing the new or control N. The control N means the way to use your keyboard in order to open the what we call the new dialog box. So after you see this new, it's showing the new means, okay, you have to click this at your what we call the standard toolbar here. We have to click new. After you clicking the new, now you can see new SolidWorks document dialog box appear. In the dialog box, there are three different parts. First, the three different partition are three different documents that can be open in SolidWorks. So first is part, second assembly, third is drawing. So here now, how you can sure that you are clicking the correct one, how you can make sure that you are clicking the correct document to open is, if you click the part means it will become a shady bit. It will show you like something like the shady square here. So it's showing that means you are already select the part, and then we're going to click OK here in order for us to open a new part document in SolidWorks. So you have to click OK. Everyone, okay, I think everyone can follow. Okay, I'm going slow by part and very slowly. so that everyone can understand what I'm talking. Okay, now you can see a new part document opens. This is the new part document. That means this document is for you to create a part, not create and drawing, and not create. This is not for doing our assembly here. After that, the most important and the what we call the most important thing in engineering and any other fields, I don't know any about any other fields, but the most important thing in engineering is our dimension, our units, what the units we are going to use. Okay, for us to change the unit, the best easiest way is go to the bottom of our document and then go to our right bottom here. At our right bottom side here, you can see something wrote IPS something like this. It will show you IPS. If you put your cursor on the small tab here, means the IPS tab, it will show you something like this. Wait, okay. Unit system, IPS inch, pound, and second. Okay, this is not our standard unit because in Malaysia we are using British standards units. So British standards units are millimeter, gram, and second. It depends on your preference. If a company or let's say your lecturer is using different units, means you also can select different units. But for now, we are going to use millimeter, gram, and second. That is our standard unit. We are going to use it. Okay, then you have to click that. After you clicking that, you can see here it's already changed to our standard unit mmgs. Okay. Then, okay, there is also another way to open a new document. Let me show you that also. You can go and at the common what we call common toolbar here. You can see a file. You can see a file what we call tab here. So you have to click it. After you clicking it, you can see the same thing, the new and the control, and the same thing which appeared here before is also appearing here. So you can also click this new and open a new document. Everything is going to be same. After you click that, you can see the same dialog box popping out. So you can straight away cancel this because we already opened a new part document already. Okay. We already opened our new part document, and then we already changed our standard unit. Okay, now we are going to do the very first step in creating our model today. So we are going to sketch a rectangle. Before we sketching a rectangle, I have to show you some process. Okay. There are many tabs under where? Okay. Under the what we call the toolbars. This is also called as toolbars. The standard toolbar. This is the standard toolbar. This is the normal toolbar. Because this toolbar will change as we open the what we call the tabs below the toolbar. So this is the toolbar for sketch. This is the toolbar for the surface. But today we are going to use these two only. We are not going to use any other tabs here. Tools here. Sorry. Okay. So the first tools I'm going to teach you is how to use the sketch. You have to click the sketch here. It's actually beside the features tool here. You have to click the sketch tool tab here. Then we are going to start sketch, right? So you can click sketch button here in the sketch toolbar. Okay, after you click the sketch button there, you can see our Solidworks software enters the sketch mode. After it's entered the sketch mode, it's showing us the what we call the graphic area. It's showing us three different planes. Okay, what's the function of these three different plane is, let's say we it's actually showing or guiding us towards our module, right? The model that we are going to build today, right? So we have to make sure, we have to sure for ourselves which side we are going to see the object from, to make a sketch, to make a 2D sketch lah. Let's say we seeing a cube from one side only. Actually the cube is going to look like a square, right? So today we are going to look our look our cube, the model cube that we are going to make from the front side. That means the front plane. So I'm going to select the front plane. Okay, after I'm selecting the front plane, you can see now the cursor also changed, and then the something like this is shown by the graphic area here, by the Solidworks here. So it actually means the origin of your drawing. This is the origin of your drawing. If I mention anything about origin, means this is the origin. So after this, we are going to select the square here in order for us to draw a square. Okay, before that I'm going to let you know one by one what's the function of this, of every and each tab here, every and each toolbar, the tool that showing in the what we call it now. Okay, toolbar here. So first of all, this is line, and second, this is circle. There are, okay, for line there are many types of line, so you can select from here. There is line, just this is a normal line, this is a center line, this is a midpoint line. So midpoint line, always we are going to use it to create a midpoint, but today I think we are not going to use the midpoint line, but we are going to use this both line in our drawing, line and the center line. So what's the difference between the line and the center line is, the line is something like this. So if you draw a line, means you can see it's a thick and a solid, something like there is no gap or anything. This is just a straight line only. But wait, okay. But if you are going to take a center line, means the center line is going to be something like this. Okay, now you can see what's the difference here. So for the center line, there are many settings. You can use your center line as a okay. You can use your center line as a construction line, or incline line for incline length, for infinity length. So if you click infinity length, means your center line is going to be infinity line, something like that. For construction, means it won't what we call it won't interrupt your drawing. That's all what they mean by for construction. This construction line is going to be this center line is going to be a reference line or something like that. Okay, that's all about line. Actually, what we are going to call this is a property manager. This is the property manager. If you click any tab here, any tab at the toolbar here, any function or tool you select here, the property manager box is going to be open, so you can do your settings or you can change the properties of your tool here. Okay, now we are going to delete this both line. So how to delete this line means you have to go and point your cursor at the line. So now you can see that your line is changing color to orange color, something like that. So you have to right click, then go to the two tabs above the bottom. Here's the delete button, so you just click delete, everything delete ready. So we are now going to delete the record, this line also. So we are going to point our cursor on the line, so the color of the line changed. That means it's showing that we are intent to select the line, so we have to right click on it. After we right click on it, at the bottom, before we touching the bottom, there is a delete button here. We are going to click delete, so the sketch is deleted already. That means the line is deleted already. Okay, now there is a circle. The circle also same. This is the circle and perimeter circle. There is the spine line. The spine means the curvy line. If you are going to do curve, means we are going to use this line. This is all not basic, but if you know means it's good. Okay, this is all other sketch tools. There are, see how many rectangles in the rectangle tab here. Corner rectangle, center rectangle, 3-point cos center rectangle, a corner rectangle, 3-point center rectangle, and parallelogram. All these come in handy when we are doing sketches in engineering normally. Actually, the SolidWorks software is not a student using kind of software. It's actually a industrial software. We are going where we are going to create a real model. I mean the real model, something like that. We are going to create a car. We can use the SolidWorks. We can create a car. We can create anything you want. From fan laptop to car aerodynamic. Also, we can we can see the flow of the air. We can study the flow study, anything we can do with SolidWorks. So there is lot of selection here, but now I'll just go on with our model first. So we are going to click the corner rectangle. Besides, where is the corner location of the corner rectangle means there is the sketch button here, right? Beside the sketch button, there is a smart dimension button. Beside the smart dimension button at the toolbar, sketch toolbar, there is a lot of button here. So the square button is actually below the line button. So now we are going to select a corner rectangle. So just at the option, we are going to click the corner rectangle. Okay, after we click corner rectangle, the property manager will show us something like this. I think for us this is not important. We are going to drag our cursor. You can see that our our look of the cursor also changed after we clicking the square corner rectangle button there. So we have to drag our cursor to the graphical area where we are going to draw a square. First we have to you have to left click the button on your mouse. Then you have to drag out. When we are dragging out, you can see something like square is appearing, square, or what we call a rectangle. A rectangle is appearing. Okay. After you take your finger, unclick your left hand click at your mouse means you can see the square is already turned in, the rectangle is already turned into a blue color, something like this. That means your cursor is already cursor is already locate your what we call the drag, the point you drag your from the starting point, the point that we are drag from the starting point to the point we end our sketch here. That means end our sketch for the rectangle here. Okay, after that, now we are going to click at the property manager. Here we are going to click OK. Click it. So here is the click. It's below the what we call the rectangle, something icon like that. It's below here. It's here. So just click that. Okay. Now we already exit from our corner rectangle button here. Then okay, if you There is also other way you can do that. Okay, I'm clicking here, right? It's actually going to be like this. Okay, you also can click again the button, so it's all will disappear, and then you can see it's unclicked ready. So now we are going to use smart dimension button here to assign the dimensions for our sketch here. There we are going to dimensioning we are going to dimensioning the sketch. Okay, now we are going to click smart dimension. We also can click the smart dimension using another way. From the what we call the common toolbar here, we can click tools. Then we can go straight away to the dimensions. Okay, here's the dimension. You have to come one by one. After you can see a dimension, you can click smart. Okay, that is one way. But the easiest way is just go here and click the dimension button. That's the easiest way. Okay, after you clicking the dimension button, you can see it's turned into a shady bit. That means you already clicked the dimension button. The Solidworks is showing you that you're now in the dimensioning mode. Okay, now you can see your cursor also changed to something like a line showing a dimension, right? It's the icon there. The icon for the smart dimension is on your beside your cursor there. So after that, okay, now first we are going to assign the dimension for our top bottom line here. I mean the top horizontal line here. So we are going to take our mouse and going to put it on the line, the top horizontal line here. After we pointing our mouse towards the line, the line changes the color. That means it shows that our mouse is that our mouse is on the line. So we are going to click. Now we are going to click right hand click on your keyboard. On your mouse. Then we are going to drag out the dimension. Okay, after you dragging out the dimension, you have to click again so that it will place your dimension wherever you can play. Where you want to place your dimension, you can place it. Okay, now it's already assigned. It's already showing some number here. That means our dimension. So we are not going to use that preset. The preset dimension. So we are going to delete that. Just click backspace on your laptop on your keyboard. Okay, after you clicking that, you can see everything deleted ready. So now we are going to assign the dimension to 100 millimeter. So you're going to click 100 only because our standard unit is already in millimeter. So we are just going to click 100 millimeter. Shows okay. So then we are going to click tick here. Okay. Now we can see that our the horizontal top line here is already assigned to 100 millimeter. Okay. Then now we are going to repeat the steps. So now we are going to repeat the steps to assign a dimension to our left hand or right hand side line here. Okay. After we putting our mouse on the line, it's turned into orange. It's turned into orange, and then after we click right hand click on the line, you can see something like this, the dimension. So we are going to drag out the dimension and have anywhere we want. You can put here, you can put like this, but now we are going to just be standard. Then we are going to put here. After you clicking again the dimension, it's going to be placed, and then this this dialog box will appear. In the dialog box, we are going to delete the preset dimension, and we are going to dimension it to 100 millimeter. 100 millimeter. Okay, we are done with this. Okay, now we are going to click here. Okay, now we can see the actual box, I mean the actual square. Just now it's been a rectangle, now it's in a square shape because the dimension is same at the both side, the top and the what we call at the right hand side. Okay, for a square or rectangle or anything, we just need two dimensions only. For the top, I mean our breadth and our length. Okay, this is our width, this is our length. Okay, height, sorry, this is our length, this is our height. Okay, and after doing that, we are going to click OK here at the property manager box here. Okay, after we clicking, we can see your smart dimension is already unclicked. Unselect. Okay, after that, okay, everything is okay, perfect. Then we are going to exit sketch. There are two ways to exit a sketch. That means we are going we are no more in we are going out of sketch mode in Solidworks. So in order to do that, okay, we can click here. There is an exit button here, or else we can also click again the button for this sketch here. So now we're just going to click exit sketch here. Okay, after you exit sketch, you can see that your dimension and everything is what do we call disappear suddenly, because we are already out of sketch mode. That's why it's already disappeared. So now the only thing we can see is our square only that we sketched using the sketch tool just now. Okay, now that's the second step. We are going to the third step. First step is sketching the rectangle, and then second step dimensioning. The third step is we are going to extruding the sketch. Extruding means what it actually means. It means that we are going to make our this is actually in 2-dimension, right? Now it's actually in 2-dimension. So we are going to change this square into a 3-dimension. That means we are going to change this square into a cube. So now we are going to do what is, we are going to select features tool here. Okay, we are going to click it's actually beside the sketch tool here. We are going to click features. Okay, after we click features, we can see at the features toolbar here there is a lot of selections, but today after this I will show you how to use this revolve tool here. But now we are go on with our extrude box or base toolbar. Okay, extrude box or extrude base is going to help us to make our square into a cube. So we are going to click on that. Okay, after we clicking that, we can see our property manager changed, and then our SolidWorks graphic area showing something like this. Our square is gone. So okay, what we are going to do now is actually we call this thing as a preview. It's not a actual object, but it's going to be an actual vision of your object. Before we are going to before we're going to click this tick button, we are going to see our preview, how our cube is going to be look like. In order to do that, we have to do a thing. We have to also assign a dimension for our extruding. Okay, for extruding, we can actually drag this arrow. We can just click the arrow and drag it out like this. Drag it out like this. But if you do like that, means it's going to be not to say difficult. It's going to be not standard process, because we are moving the arrow freely, right? So we are not be able to set a perfect dimension for our extruding here. So we are going to avoid this step, and we are going to do it using our dimension here. In the property manager here, you can see there are many selections, but under direction 1, there is a selection that's showing depth for the extruding feature. So depth means how many depth we are going to set for our cube to be look like. I mean the dimension for our cube. So I'm going to set this depth as 100 millimeters also. Okay. After that, after selecting that, okay. Now the previous didn't change anything, so we are going to click OK. Okay, after we click OK here, we can see our cube right now. So this is our cube. Okay, this is not a cube, this is actually a box, but in general term it's a cube. Okay. Okay, now we are already into our 3D designing. Okay, in this I'm going to show you other way to make your SolidWorks a bit easier. So first of all, how to view. There are there are many types of view you can view your box from. So first, we are going to click the spacebar on your keyboard. After you clicking the spacebar on your keyboard, you can see something. The orientation dialog box appear like this. Okay, orientation means which side you want willing to look like your box from. So now I'm willing to look my box from the front view. I want to look my front view. Okay. After you placed your cursor on the front orientation here. Okay. How are you going to show that you are putting your cursor on the front orientation is it's going to show a blue square here. The blue square here shows you the orientation of your box. That means your view. That I view or the view of your eye from which side. So this is front. You can see okay. After you putting your cursor on the orientation right, the front orientation, you can see the dialog box, another dialog box showing you something like this, front and then control 1. Okay, control 1, that is a keyboard shortcut, so you can just straight away go and press control 1. So if you press control 1 means the SolidWorks is going to directly show you the front view. Okay, we are going to see that in a moment. Okay, this is the top view, this is the left side view of your model, this is your right side view of your model, this is the back view, and then this is the bottom view. Okay, this is the important views in SolidWorks now. Okay, this all is not very useful. This is the isometric view. Isometric view come in handy when we are going to look our object from a isometric view. That means we are going to see our object from three axes. That means the z and y and x, z and y axis, so that we can be sure that we are doing the correct thing. So now we are going to change our view into a front view. Okay. So okay, I'm going to show you again how to use the keyboard shortcut. So now after we clicking the space bar, the dialog box appear orientation. Then we are going to click isometric here. Okay, now I'm going to use direct without using the spacebar. I'm going to use the keyboard shortcut directly. Then I'm going to press Control and then press 1. It straight away show us the front view. Okay, there is another useful tool also. Okay, in order to zoom in and zoom out your model, you have to move your cursor. I mean you have to move your what we call the middle button of your mouse there. There is a scroll right, so you have to scroll up. This is scroll up. It's actually zooming out. And then if you scroll down means you'll zoom in. Okay, let's say you the scroll in, the zooming in and zooming out process will function as where you put your cursor on the graphic area here. Let's see if I put my cursor on the graphic area here, means you can see the what we call the box is going away from the cursor. Okay, something like this. Okay. If I want to move the cursor to my right side, means I'm going to place my cursor here and going to zoom in and zoom out. Okay. If I'm going to bring our box to the middle, means I'm going to do a bit alignment like this. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to place my cursor on the model here, on the box here, and then going to scroll up and scroll down my scroll button here. Okay, that's all. Then another shortcut key is you can click Control and right click your mouse, left click on your mouse, and then you can see, wait, sorry guys. Oh, sorry. You have to click Control and then you have to click the middle button. That means the scroll button. You have to click the scroll button. Now you can see your graphic area is moving entirely. You can move your object like this. Okay, it's going to be look a bit. Okay, now I'm going to make this box into a isometric orientation. So I'm going to click Control and then 7. Okay, then okay. Now you can see the difference here. Okay, now you can click Control, click the middle button, and then you can move like this. Okay. Okay. That's all about the keyboard shortcut. Now I'm going to make this box hollow. So this is our front view, right? Okay. Now I'm going to make a box. So for that I have to drill a hole, or I have to make a hollow. I have to make this object a hollow box. In order to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the shell feature here. Shell is going to make our object hollow, so I'm going to select shell feature here at the features toolbar here. It's actually placed 1, 2, the first button from the last, instant 3D, curve, reference, and then there are 6 buttons here. Okay, at the 6 buttons here at the bottom, the last button at the bottom of the 6 buttons, there is a cell. There is a button named shell here. That means the tool from the features toolbar, one of the tool. So we are going to use this tool now. So I'm going to select this shell button here. Okay, after selecting that, you can see my property manager is changed. So now my property manager is showing the parameter and then the multi thickness setting, something like this. So now here, if you point your cursor here, means the faces to remove. That means we are going to select the face to remove the what we call the fillings. I mean, okay, now the fillings is there is no fillings. This is our whole box. So I'm going to remove some part of this whole box to make it into a hollow box. In order to do that, so I have to click here, then click the top of my box here. You can select any of the faces, but to make our work easier, I'm going to select the top part of our cube here. After I'm selecting that, you can see it's the top part of the cube is changed into a it's changed the color from gray to blue color. That means it's already been selected Okay, showing the SolidWorks showing us it's already been selected. After that, we are going to give a thickness for our shelling process. So our thickness for our shelling process is going to be 5. Okay. See, now it's already shown. It's already been shown 5 mm. That means now it's already in our what do we call standard dimension. So okay, we are okay with this. Okay, our thickness is assigned. Then our the face is selected. Okay, now before clicking OK, we have always make sure we are doing it correctly. So we have to see our preview. So now I'm going to select in the property manager. I'm going to select at the first one below the what we call below the assignation below the faces to remove button here. There is the shell outward, and then last part of it is the show preview tab here. So I'm going to tick on it. After I click preview, you can see the SolidWorks already showing us the preview. So to of the box, as I said you before, you have to click your what we call the cursor button. You have to click, not a scroll. You have to click the scroll button. Then you have to move your mouse. So now you can see the preview. Box is going to be look like this. So anything out of the blue yellow color line here is going to be there, but anything inside the blue color line it's not going to be there. That means it's going to take out, or it's going to sell out the box. Okay, now I'm okay with my preview. Okay, so that I'm going to click here. Okay, now after we click the tick, we can see something like this. The box is already up here. Okay. The shell process make us easier to do that. Okay, this is our box. This is what our box going to be look like. Okay. After we're done with this, now only we are going to click. Okay, okay with our box. Okay, now we are going to click. Oh, sorry. Okay, I already clicked. Okay, right. Okay, sorry. Then our box is ready. The holder box is ready. The box is complete. Okay, we are already done with our first part at the box. Now we are going to create a lid for the box, a cover for the box with a lip. Okay. So we leave this. Before we leaving this beside, we have to make sure we all save the file first, because it's a precaution step. We have to always make sure after we. Normally, people will do like this. Right away after they open a new document, they will straight away save their file first, because they want to prevent it from deleting or being deleted by, or the, let's say, the what we call it, the SolidWorks software shutdown suddenly means your objects going to be disappear. That means the work you put in is going to be useless. In order to prevent that, normally we will save the file right after we selecting the new part document, right after we open a new part document. But now only we are going to save the file. So what I'm going to do that, I'm going to the standard toolbar here. At the standard toolbar, first button is our new document button. This is our open document button, and then face save document button. Okay. I can. My voice is repeating. Someone has to switch off your mic, please. Hello. Okay. Now we are going to select save. So there is two way to do that. We can straight away use our keyboard shortcut Control S, or we can click the button here. After you clicking the button, you can see something appear like this. Okay, now I'm going to select a document where I'm going to put my where I'm going to save my part here. But the thing is, you have always make sure where you always make sure or always very sure about where you are going to save your document. Because the problem is, if you going to, let's say I'm going to save it in Jazari. Okay, sorry. Okay, let's say I'm going to save it in Jazari, opening a new folder. Let's say new model. I'm going to name it as a new model. Okay, after that, I double click the folder and open it, and then I'm going to name this as a box. Okay. After I selecting this folder and this name for the box, name for the file as a box, if I want to change the folder, the path means the path of our saving folder here. Wait, sorry. Okay. After we select the paths here where we are going to save our file, we cannot change it, because if you are going to drag if you want to copy your file and put it somewhere in any other folder besides the folder you selected previously, it's going to be a trouble, because your Solidworks cannot read the path of your file. It's already set your path into the file you saved it. If you're going to change the path, means your Solidworks is going to be having some trouble. It's actually open for assembly. It's going to be very not say very difficult. It's going to be a trouble, because your Solidworks cannot read the path for your file, because the Solidworks is going to take every and each object for the assembly from the path you selected, from the file path you selected. So now I'm going to save it in a Jazari new model, and then the model and the file name is box, and save it. So the save type is also the part PRT SDLR SolidWorks part lah. This is the SLD PRT means SolidWorks part. So I'm going to leave it the formula like that, and then click save. After I'm clicking save, it's already saved. Okay. Then we are going to create a new part. After we save the part, we are going to create a new part. As I said before, we are going to create a lid for the box. That means the cover for the box. Okay, in order to do that, as usual, we are going to open a new part document. I'm going to drag my cursor button and put it on a new button at the standard toolbar here. Okay, so then I'm going to click the new button. Another way to do that, click Control and then click N. It's the new SolidWorks document dialog box is going to appear like this. Okay, in the new dialog box. Okay, the second time also I'm going to do the part right. Okay, you can see it's already pre-selected by the SolidWorks. So it's showing us showing us that we are going to open a new part document, not the assembly document, not the drawing document. We are going to open a new part document. So after selecting the part, then we are going to click OK. Here's the OK button. We are going to click OK. So now we can see our new part document open again. That means the new part. This is the new part document. You cannot see the box anymore here. Okay. I also want to teach you how to, if let's say you suddenly want to see the model where you created before. You suddenly want to you want to make sure about something, or you want to make sure about shape or something. Okay, now I forgot about how my cover is going to look like, so I have to look back the box so that I can remember how my cover how my shape of the cover is going to look like. So what I'm going to do is I have to go here, go at the general toolbar, the general toolbar, and then click the window button here. So the window button is placed second from the what we call the top, the from the right, but it's the 1 2 3 4 5 6 sixth button from the left. So file, edit, view button, insert button, tools button. After that is the window button. SolidWorks will not show like this because you unclick. That means you have unselected the pin button. So if I unselected the pin button means my general toolbar is going to be moved inwards. So what I am going to do is drag it out. After I'm putting my cursor on the what we call arrow here, it's going to show like this. Okay, I'm going to pin this because it's going to be very easy for us to select. Okay, I'm going to pin this. After I pin this, you can see the change here. So after this, it's not going to be move inside it's not going to be hide by the SolidWorks. So I'm going to click the window button. After I'm clicking the window, you can always open the box you want to see. Okay. Oh, actually my box in a rectangle shape. It's a rectangle shape. It's actually cube. So this box. Okay. Now, okay. So I have to also create a lid in a square shape. Okay, then I show about it. Then again, I'm going to click the window button here. Then I'm going to select the part 2 here. I haven't named my part, so I'm just it's going to show us like a part 2 here. That means our second part. Okay, I'm going to click here. You can see that below 1 and 2 from the bottom. The button is 1 and the button is third from the bottom. So you click it. Okay, now we came back for our new part document here. Okay, as I told you before anything you do with your sketch, before you do anything with your document here, the first thing, the really first thing that you have to do is go and select your standard unit. So at the bottom, at the right bottom here, you can see a IPS button or something like this. If you point your cursor on it, it's going to show system unit system blah blah blah. So you're going to select the button and change it to millimeter, gram and second because that is our standard unit. Okay, after selecting that, you can see it's changed to mmgs. Okay, now we can proceed with our sketch. Okay, now what we are going to do is we are also going to sketch a rectangle. Okay, now we are going to select the sketch tool here at the beside the features tool. This is the sketch tool. So we are going to click sketch. Okay, I'm going to show you guys again how to do that. So now it's defaultly in a features mode, right? So now, okay, first you have to open a new part, click this, and then you have first you have to click the new button. You have to select the part document, and then you have to select OK. Sorry, we are going to not do this. Okay, after you clicking that, you can see your part documents open. After that, we are going straight away to the bottom. Sorry, something went wrong. Straight away to the bottom right here, and then click the button IPS button or the unit system button here, and then change it to mmgs. Okay, now already set up a standard unit. Then we are going to straight away bring your mouse to the top corner, to the top left corner here. Then at the top left corner, at the tools button here, we are going to click the sketch. We are going to select the sketch tool here to change our document, what we call our document, into a sketch mode. So I'm going to click sketch. Okay, after I clicking sketch, now you can see our toolbar changed into a sketch toolbar. Okay, now what we are going to do is that is going to select sketch, because we are going to start sketch, right? So in order to start sketch, we are going to select, we are to change our document into a sketch mode. Okay, select the sketch. First we have to sketch the sketch button, the sketch tool here. Select the sketch tool. At the sketch toolbar here, we have to select sketch, the sketch button here. Then it will show you the 3 types of plane here. Okay, now I'm going to draw my lead, right, cover. Normally the orientation for our lead cover is going to be on the top of our object. It's what we call generally it's going to be a top of the object. So I'm going to click the top plane. Okay, after I clicking top plane, I'm going to show you again. I'm going to change it to a sketch mode, and then it's going to show me a lot of planes here, but I'm going to select the top plane. Okay, after I selecting the top plane, the origin button is going to appear. That means the document is ready for the sketch. Okay, now as what we did before, the same process, we are going to select a corner rectangle. Okay, other than corner rectangle, we can use other rectangles. So for example, besides the module we use, for example, we are going to click a center rectangle. I'm going to show you what's the difference here. So after I clicking the center rectangle, which placed below the line button here, below the line button, or 1 to 3rd part of the sketch toolbar, there is a lot of sketch tools here, but below the line button there is a sector rectangle bar, there is a rectangle buttons. So you have to click that arrow below to drag out the other options, and then going to select the center rectangle instead of corner rectangle. I'm going to select center rectangle. Okay, then our property manager is going to change like this. Same goes to our cursor. Our cursor also going to change its icon. Okay, now I'm going to place my cursor at the origin, at the center of the origin, exactly the center of the origin. Then I'm going to left click on my mouse. Then I'm going to drag out my cursor. That means I'm going to drag out the rectangle. You can see now, when we are dragging out, the box is appear like this. It's moving from the line is moving at every corner of the rectangle. That's what they mean by the center rectangle. Okay, now this is just want to show you how it's work. So now I'm going to click again the rectangle, and then I'm going to delete this because we are not going to use this. So I want to delete this. Always as I showed you before, you have to click the sketch and then click the right hand side button of your mouse. Then you have to select delete, which is placed the 3rd button from the bottom. Okay, it's deleted. It's been deleted. So now I'm going to use the corner rectangle. So what's the difference between the center rectangle and the corner rectangle is, center rectangle is going to move from the center to outwards, but the corner rectangle is going to move any point you click the corner rectangle. So I click here, and then I'm going to drag my mouse until I'm okay with my rectangle. I'm going to cover the origin. Then I'm going to click again my left left button of the mouse. Okay, now you can see the blue shaded region here. Okay, I'm okay with my rectangle. Then I'm going to click OK here at the property manager. I'm going to click OK. Okay, as normal, after we done with our sketching and done with sketching the rectangle, we are going to dimension the sketch. We are going to assign the dimensions for our sketch here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the smart dimension button. So smart dimension button is besides the sketch button here. Exit sketch is actually showing exit sketch. Exit sketch button. Beside the exit sketch button, you can see the smart dimension on the sketch toolbar here. In the sketch toolbar, after you clicking the smart dimension, now after you take your cursor back into the graphic area, it's going to change its icon something like this. You can see, right? It's a double-sided arrow, double-headed arrow with a limitation there. And that means the line shows the limit by the lines there. Okay, that's the icon of the smart dimension. Okay, I'm going to show you again how to click the smart dimension. At the sketch toolbar here, beside the exit sketch button, there is a smart dimension button. We are going to click the smart dimension button in order to us to assign the dimension for the box. That means the rectangle with that we drawn before this. Okay, now as usual, I'm going to do for a square. We just need what we call for a rectangle. We are going to need the length and the height only. So the length, I'm going to put my cursor on the top horizontal line here. I'm going to drag out. I'm going to click the line. After it changing into orange color, I'm going to click the line, and then I'm going to drag out the dimension as I wish. I'm going to place it here. And in order to place the dimension, I'm going to click again my left select button there. After I click that, you can see the modify the modify dialog box appear. In the dialog box, it show the preset dimension. So now we are not going to use the preset dimension. We are going to assign our own dimension. Our own dimension is 100 millimeter. So after I clicking that, I'm going to select OK. Okay. Then we are already assigned the dimension for our top horizontal line. Now we are going to assign the dimension. This is our length. Now we are going to assign our height. We assign the height to the vertical right hand side line here. Vertical right hand side, because I am a right-handed person. Some of us is prefer to select the right hand side. I mean the left hand side of the rectangle. But now I'm going to select the right hand side vertical line of our rectangle here. So I'm going to click. I'm going to put my mouse on the line. Then I can see that the mouse changed in orange color. I mean the line changed into orange color. Then I'm going to click it. Then the dimension appear. I'm going to drag out the dimension and click again the left side button of our mouse. Then we can see the modify dialog box appear. In the modify dialog box, we are going to delete the preset dimension. Then we are going to change the dimension to 100 millimeter of height. Then I'm going to click. I'm going to click tick, or just I'm going to press enter only in my keyboard. Both are having the same function, and now I'm going to just enter the enter button on the keyboard. Okay. Now we can see our dimension is already set assigned. So I'm okay with my dimension. I'm okay with my square. Okay, now I'm going to click the complete button or click the close dialog button. Done. So my square is ready. Now what I'm going to do is exit sketch first. Okay, there is two ways, as I told you before. One way is to click the sketch icon, the exit sketch icon here, or you also can click here. If you click again the sketch button, it's going to exit the sketch. So now I'm going to click here. Okay, for now I'm going to click here from here. Okay, now it's okay. Now your SolidWorks or your document is out of sketch mode. Okay, now we are going to bring our document into a features mode. So I'm going to click the features tool here. In order to click that, the features tool is beside the sketch here, and below the property, below the what we call the toolbar here, whatever toolbar here. Okay, we are going to click the features. Now it's changed into a features toolbar. Okay, in the features toolbar, we are going to extrude our sketch. So in order to extrude our sketch, we are going to select the extruded base or boss. After you selecting that, you can see your 2D sketch changed into a 3D preview. Okay, so at the property manager here, I'm going to select. There are a lot of options here. First direction, second direction. For us, the second direction is not important, so we are going to go on with the first direction. So first direction, under the first direction, you can see reverse direction button here. Reverse direction means what it's actually going to do, that it's going to reverse the direction. For now it's going to be helpless, because it's very helpless button but helpful button in other sketches, but now it's going to be very not very helpful. So we are going to unclick the button, and then at the option for the end condition, we are going to select blind. There is a lot of option here, but now we are only going to use the blind. And then if you put your mouse on the something else, what we call the rectangle here, it's going to show us direction of the extrusion, normal to the profile, blah blah blah. So direction is already selected, everything is okay, perfect. Blind, okay. Then we are going to assign our dimension for the depth. So what is our depth is going to be 10 mm. So after it's showing the 10 mm, I'm going to click somewhere here. It is already showing the 10 mm. Then the preview is not shown, but it's okay. We just go on, because I don't know why the preview is not shown. Okay, we are okay. We already assigned the dimension, we are already assigned blind, and everything is perfect. Then we are going to click OK here. So we are going to click OK. You can also click OK. Okay, now it's in a 10 mm what we call just like a sheet, a 10 mm sheet la, square sheet, that means the metal sheet, the what we call the foil aluminum sheet, something like that. This is going to be a 10 mm sheet or 10 mm, not a cube, 10 mm cover. Okay, we are done with that. Okay, now everything is okay. Now we are already done with our first part for our cover here. Then we are going to move on with the second part. That means the second thing we have to do on our cover. So now I'm going to select the space bar. I'm going to click the space bar. It's already in isometric view. Okay, and then I'm going to change the view into a bottom view. because now what we are going to actually do here is we are going to do a leap on our cover. Leap means that you can see now what I mean by the leap. So we are going to create a leap. So in order to create a leap, we are going to look our object from the bottom view. Okay, I change it to the bottom view. Okay, I show you again. We are going to click our space bar. Okay, wait. Okay, there is another way for us to do it without clicking the space bar. Up here, we can see many buttons, right? It's actually what we call modeling features, I think. So in the features here, in the tools here, you can always select this button. It's also the same button which is popping out when we are clicking the space bar. This is also same with that. So it's already show the view orientation, right? So we're going to click it, and then we can see the same dialog box appear. Same dialog box appear, right? So now we are going to click the isometric view. That means the control 7. Okay, this is control 6, right? Okay. So when we click the control 7, it's going to show you the isometric view. If you're going to click the control 6, it's going to show you the bottom view on your keyboard. It's a shortcut. Okay, then I'm going to select the surface because I'm going to do another sketch on the surface. I'm going to select this. Then I bring my mouse up here. We are at the tools here. I'm going to select one of the tool here. Which tool I'm going to select is the tool to sketch. Okay. After we selecting the sketch tool, we can see that our property, what we call our toolbar changed to a sketch toolbar. Then we are going to now enter sketch mode. Okay, now we can see our document is again in a sketch mode. Okay. So now what we are going to do now is we are going to draw another rectangle on our 3D model here. 3D model on one of the surface of our 3D model here. One of the surface of our actually cover. Easy to be known cover here. So we already select the face. We already entered the sketch mode. Now we are going to click the center rectangle, a corner rectangle button here. Okay, so we already select the corner rectangle button, which is placed at the same position as previously. Is going to be the same position until we die. If the Solidworks is still ongoing as a CAD software. Okay, so it's going to be here below the line. What we call the line tool here. There is going the line button here. It's going to be right below the line button. There's going to be a corner rectangle button. So we are going to click the corner rectangle button. Now we can see our cursor icon changed, something like this. Something showing a square, something like that, with a pencil. That means the sketching. Okay, we are going to put our cursor on the face. Then we are going to drag it until we reach some point around the corner here at the top at the bottom right corner here. We are going to reach some point here, and then we are going to leave my click my what we call the left hand click of my mouse again. Okay, now our rectangle is ready. So now what I'm going to do is again I'm going to dimension my sketch in order to make it perfect. So I'm okay with my square here. Then I'm going to unclick my square button, or also you can do it in both ways. You can click here, you can click again your square button. You also at the same time you can click again your click your tick button here at the property manager. Okay, click. Okay, now you can see your property manager changed into a, what is this, features manager design tree, into a features manager design tree. Okay, what is actually the features manager design tree is, it's going to show the steps that you did to create your model. Every step is going to be here, so anytime you want to change any of your dimension, or any of your, if you want to look back at your dimension, or you want to change anything, means you can always go here and click. You can click right click. You can right click. Okay, after you right click, okay, sorry, it's actually in a sketching mode, right? So we can do anything, we can't do anything, so I'll teach you it again. Okay, for now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to click the smart dimension button beside the exit sketch button here at the sketch toolbar. Okay, after I clicking the smart dimension, my cursor changed into something like this. The icon changed, the icon for my, what we call, cursor changed. Then I'm going to place it on the, okay, I started with the what you call the top horizontal line. So I'm going to put my mouse on the top horizontal line here. Then I'm going to click it. After I clicking, this dimension appear, right? But I'm not going to bother about the dimension. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to click another line. So I'm going to select another line from my new sketch. So in my new sketch, I select this same, the top horizontal line of my new sketch. After I selecting the new line, the dimension going to show us the distance between the cover top horizontal line, I mean the line from our the previous sketch, I mean the previous object model, 3D model, and the new sketch, the distance between that. So what I'm going to do is, to change it into a 5 mm. Okay, then click enter. That's all. You click here, the dimension appear, you drag out the dimension, you click again the left click button. After you left click the button, you can see the, what we call, the dialog box appear for modify. In the modify dialog box, we have to click. You have to assign the dimension. I've already assigned the dimension. The gap between the model and the new sketched rectangle is 5 mm. Then actually in the model we used 2 mm, but now I'm going to go on with 5 mm because it's going to be look a different bit, not a different bit, it's going to be easy for us. Okay, and then I'm going to click the, you can select the vertical line at your left or the vertical line at your right. So I'm going to select the vertical line at the left of my new sketch, and then vertical line of left of my model, previous model. So here the dimension appeared. I drag out the dimension and click again my left click. I left click the dimension, and then you can see the modify dialog box appear, and then I'm going to delete the preset preset dimension, and then I'm going to assign it into a 5 mm. Okay. Okay. Now we can see that our gap between the vertical line from the left vertical line from the object to the new sketched left vertical line is 5 mm. So both are same. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to click the left vertical line, I mean the right vertical line, and the right vertical line from the object. I'm going to drag out the dimension, and then click the dimension here, place the dimension here. In order to place it, I'm going to click the left click. After clicking the left click, you can see the modify dialog box appear. In the modify dialog box, I'm going to delete the preset dimension and then click 5 and then click enter. Okay, then we are going to click the bottom line, and then this bottom line. Okay, sorry, I did a mistake here. What is my mistake is I have to drag this dimension above the model, because it's going to make us easy to assign this dimension. So in the dimension, I'm going to double click it, and then I'm going to change it into 5. Okay, now we can see the preview. Okay, in the preview, okay, everything is done. We already assigned each and every corner of our sketch here. The gap between the real object and the new sketch here. So now, if you want our check our dimension, means you can click this line here, and then if you drag it out, means it's going to show you 90 mm, and then make dimension driven, because the dimension we selected now, the 90 mm, is driven by other dimensions around the box here. That means the 3 dimensions here is driven by the dimension, because so that we cannot change it. So we just click OK, and then we show with the the height of the new sketch is 90. Okay, we are done with that. So I'm going to click OK now to exit the smart dimension mode, and then smart dimensioning mode, and then I'm going to exit the sketch. Okay, after I exit the sketch, you can see only a thin line on the object we created before. Okay, then we are going to now what we are going to do now is we are going to exclude this sketch, the new sketch we did on the cover. So what we are going to do is we are going to select the features tool. We are going to move our cursor to the features, and then click features tool, and then in the features toolbar, you can see the extruded box. We are going to select the extruded box. After we selecting the extruded box, the property manager appears, and then the preview something like this shown. Okay, now the problem is we cannot see our preview clearly. So what we are going to do is I'm going to click the spacebar button. Oh, sorry, it's actually here. I'm going to click any part of the diamond, any part of the graphical area here. I'm going to right click, left click on it, and then, oh sorry. Okay, now the only thing I can do is I can select the orientation from here, or I'm going to click my cursor button, the scrolling button on my mouse, and then I'm going to move the object like this. Move my mouse so the object will move like this. So I'm going to place it like this for make it easier for me to see the preview. So then I'm going to, everything is okay, the direction is okay, and then the what we call okay, the end condition is okay. So now we are going to select the depth, and we are going to assign the depth. So depth for this going to be 5 mm. Now you can see the preview. Okay, everything perfect. Okay, I'm going to click OK. So we are done with our second part. So what's the difference is now we can what's the main point is I want to show you the lip. This is the lid and this is the lip. That means this is the cover, and this part below bottom of this cover is the lip. The function of the lip is actually to prevent the cover from move whenever it closed the box. Okay, then the last part is we are going to before that we are going to view our object from a isometric view. So we are going to click Control and then click 7. It's going to show a isometric view. Okay, so from the isometric view we know that the lip is at the bottom of the object. So in order to view that, I'm going to click the scroll button, and then together I'm going to move the mouse so that the object is moving like this. Okay, then the last part, I'm going to save the file. So straight away now I'm not going to click the button save button here at the what we call at the standard toolbar. I'm going to straight away use my shortcut. I'm going to use Control and click S. So after I Control click S, the dialog box will appear for saving the file. So now I'm going to name the file as lead, or come on, I'm just going to put lead of box. Okay, you can see that your laptop or your Solidworks is already pre-assigned the path. That means it's pre-assigned the path to document Jazari new model. Then click save. Okay, you already named your path. Then okay with your file type, SolidWorks part file, part file type, and then click save. Okay, now your part save ready. Everything is done. Okay, the time is now 9:54. We are going to have a breakfast break here. Then later after the break, we are going to continue with our assembly and drawing. Okay, thank you guys. Stay tuned. We are going. Bye guys. Bye. Have a good time or have a good breakfast first. Thank you guys for listening. Drawing document opened. So after your drawing document open, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to select which type of drawing I want. That means which sheet format I want and the size. Normally for universities we are using landscape. You can see that A4. We are going to use A4 landscape, which is convenient for us. You can print it out using a A4 paper, or you also can select A3 papers, but it's a bit harder to print the A3 paper because we didn't have printer for house printer lah. That means you have a big printer, means you can print. I mean the photostat machine can print the A3. But for now, we are going to use a A4 landscape, a sheet format. It's landscape, not a portrait owner. It's a landscape. Make sure it's a landscape. Then we can click OK. So after we clicking OK, you can see here a drawing sheet formats appear on your document here. Document 4 to create our new drawing. Okay, as I mentioned before, after we opening every document or anything, we have to do a thing first. That's the first and foremost thing that we have to do after opening a document in SolidWorks. That is assigning our standard unit system. We have to change our standard unit system. So our standard unit system is millimeter, gram, and second. So in order to do that, as I show you, same as before, we are going to drag back more, or take our cursor to the bottom right corner of the document. At the bottom right corner of the document, you can see something like this. Before that, it show you the IPS, right? I think the IPS is the default. By default, it will show you the IPS, but you have to change it. Click it on the IPS. Put your cursor on the IPS, and then left click it, the option will appear. So in the option, you have to click millimeter gram second option. So this is our standard unit now. Then after assigning our standard unit system, we are going to we are going to do a drawing. So in order to do a drawing, we are going to select the view layout button here. Okay. View layout, what we call tool here. The view layout tool, we are going to select standard 3 view. Standard 3 view means in universities, I think, I don't sure where we learn it. In industry, we have to must for engineers, it's a must. We have to know the 3 view dimension. I mean the 3 view standard 3 view. That means later will show you. Okay, just going to click that, and then the property manager will change like this. After the property manager change like this, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to browse my part that I want to do the drawing. Okay, now first of all, I'm going to do a drawing for my assembly first. Click assembly 1, and then click see the path is correct. So I'm going to select the assembly 1, and then everything okay. I'm going to click open. After clicking open, you can see it's directly show the 3 standard view of our assembly. So 3 standard view means is this. This is the top view of our box, this is the front view, and this is the right view. You see, if you look at here means this is important because it's showing the top of our the top of our assembly. This is also important, it's showing us the front. Front is always the important view of a drawing. And then if you look at the right view means it's not important because the front view and the right view is actually the same view. Now it's actually going to give us the same information. So now I don't like this. So I don't want this right view, right? So I'm going to click, going to right click on my mouse, and these options will appear. In the options, I'm going to delete it. Under the preview drawing, I'm going to delete the what we call the right side view of our model there. Okay, if I click delete, it will this dialog box will appear to confirm our delete process. So here we have to select yes. Okay. Wait a while, guys. I have some work to do. Give me a break a bit. Sorry.
Haran, kau mute ke Haran?
Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Alright.
Sorry. When I did okay, wait. I have to. Okay, just now. Okay, just now it like least it was like this, right? Sorry guys, I didn't notice that my mouse in a mute mode. Sorry. So now I'm going to teach back again. Okay, so now you can see here that this box is actually big enough and very spacious and can interact with our sheet format here, right? I mean the box sheet box here, right? The detail box here, right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drag my drawing a bit further from the box here. I mean the what we call the sheet format here. So I'm going to left click on it and then drag it a bit above. So you can see actually there is a line appearing to the center of the drawing below to the center of the drawing above, right? So it's showing the what we call it will hold our drawing from move parallelly in the what you call in the x-axis, because we don't want the drawing to be thrown outside the axis, because it's going to be difficult for us to refer to the dimension of the boxes after this. So now this both drawing is not enough for us to visualize our object. So that what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click the model view. Then I'm going to double in the property manager. The model view is beside wait. So we already in the view layout, right? View layout mode, right? So in the view layout, in the view layout toolbar here, before this we click the standard 3 view, right? For now we are going to select the model view. After we clicking the model view, you can see in the property manager something appears like this. In the box you can see it's already selected the assembly folder. So I'm going to double click on it, and I want to change the view into a isometric view. I'm going to take the isometric view of the box and place it in the drawing. So I'm going to place it somewhere here. Okay, now you can see my isometric view which is very useful for us to imagine how the real object is going to be look like. Okay, now I'm not okay with my drawing because the scale is, or the sketch we did before and the sketch we did after is very it's not tally, right? So what I'm going to do now is select this box. Actually the second drawing is already been selected, right? How we going to make sure it's selected or not is we are going to look at the line here. The line appears means the blue color thin line, dotted line appear here means that shows us the what we call the drawing is actually been selected. So in the property manager also we can see that it's like this. The property manager of the drawing still appear. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to scroll down my mouse at the property manager. After I scrolling down, sorry guys. Okay, after I'm scrolling down, you can see a part named scale here. Option named scale here. So in the scale option, you have to select use the custom scale. We are not going to use the sheet scale. We are going to use the custom scale. So in order to change the scale, you have to select a scale there. So now you can see after you selecting a custom scale, your box is being much more smaller. So I don't want that also. I want to make the box okay. So after trying every dimension, I'm okay with 1 to 2 scale. 3 to 2 is very big. 1 to 2 scale is okay actually. So from here we can know that we can actually nothing different compared to what we did before. So that means we only can adjust the scale between here. So this should be okay. Then for this, okay, wait. Actually, I'm going to make it a smaller bit. Okay, I'm just going to make it a smaller bit. Place it here, and then I'm going to select this drawing, and then I'm going to use the same scroll the property manager. I'm going to scroll down, and then I'm going to select use the custom scale, and in the custom scale I'm going to select 1/4, the same small drawing which I used for this box here. And then here also the same. I'm going to scroll down at the property. I'm going to select the drawing, and at the property manager I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to use this custom scale to be set it into 1/4. Okay, now if I zoom in, you can see the box clearly. So why I did this because now what I'm going to do is I'm going to okay, I'm okay with my drawing, so I'm going to select okay. Then now in a drawing, which is more very important thing is I'm going to assign the dimensions. I'm going to show the dimensions in the drawing. So in order to do that, I'm going to select the annotation, what we call the tool here, and then I'm going to select smart dimension. The smart dimension is the first button in the annotation toolbar here. Okay, in the toolbar, you can see smart dimensioning. Okay, everything is perfect. Okay, now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click this line and drag out the dimension of the line here. Okay, then I've already shown the length of the in the top view I already shown the length. Now I mean the height. Now I'm going to show the length. Okay, done. Then okay, then what I'm going to do now is select this line in the second in this what we call in the front view, and drag out the dimension of the height of the box here. And if you zoom in much more closer, you can now see the lead, right? So in the lead, you want to select these and drag out the dimension. Or you also at the same time you also can put the dimension here also can, which is bit convenient to see. Okay. Okay. So what does this mean? The what we call the height of the lead is 10 mm, but the height of the box is 100 mm. And then for us, we also have to show the length of the box also. So I'm going to show the length of the box. Okay. Then if you see here means it means one thing. We cannot show the what we call the lip, right? We can see the lip, right, and the hollow box here, right? So other modification we have to do on our we have to do on our object in order for us to see the hidden lines in our drawing. So what we are going to do is we are done with the dimensioning. Not done yet because we haven't shown the hollow dimension and the lip here. So what we are going to do now is select OK. Then go back to the view layout and go back here and then click the drawing. After we clicking the drawing, the top view, we can add the display style here. We can add the property manager here, add the display style from 1, 2, 3. The third command and the third option for the property manager here. There is a display style. The display style here, we always can change how we are going to look at our drawing. So here, if you put your cursor on the what we call the option, that means the button on the option, that means it will show you hidden lines visible. So if you click that, you can see the hidden line. That means now you can see the lip of the cover. The lip of the cover, which is also actually the hollow box there. Hollow or the thickness, we can see the thickness of the hollow box and the lip there. But the both is blend together, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing to my second drawing. I'm going to down. I want to scroll down until I find out the display style. After I found out the display style in the property manager, I'm going to click this button, hidden lines visible. Okay, I'm done with that, and I'm going to click OK. Okay, now you can see the hidden lines here. Okay. Then what are we going to do now is, now we are going to assign the dimension again for our drawing. So I'm going to click by the annotation tool, and then I'm going to click back the smart dimension button here. After I click the smart dimension button, I'm going to drag out the dimension for the hidden lines here. So this is 90. This is also is going to be 90. Okay. Then we have already assigned the dimension for every term here, but we forgot to show the dimension, the gap between the hollow and the thickness of the box, or the what we call the distance between the lip and the cover here. So we have to select this both line. Okay, it will show you something like dimension like this, and then this is for this on this side. Then here we have to click the both lines. Okay, actually it must be shown 5 mm, but something went wrong. I don't know where's the mistakes. Actually our assembly and the sketching is correct, but just now I moved the box cover, right? So it's been moved. I haven't put back in the correct position just now, so that it's moved. That's why it's showing a different dimension, but here it should be 5, and then here also it should be 5. Okay, now if I want to, let's say I did a mistake, then I want to delete the dimension that I show here, means I cannot do that because there is no available function to delete the dimension in the drawing. So alternative way to do that is I can always right click on the mouse. Okay, before that we have to undo the smart dimension, and then I can right click on the what we call the dimension here, and then I can always hide the dimension. Okay, after hiding the dimension, we can say that the dimension is being deleted, but there is a way to bring back the hide the dimension, but today we are not going to look at it. So I just want to show you guys how to delete the dimension or how to hide the dimensions. So now here at the front view here, from the front view drawing, I want to do the smart dimension again. So I'm going to click back the smart dimension again, and I'm going to click this line and this line, and drag out the dimension. Also same. Okay, then from here to here. Sorry. So it's like means we have to going to hide it. Okay, something went wrong, sorry. I'm not going to assign the dimension for that first. Okay, what I can do is, okay, later guys. It's enough for the assembly drawing here. Okay, we are done with that. Okay, another thing that we can do here is we can always edit the sheet format. Okay, in order to do that, what we can do is we can go to the sheet format tool here. We can click and use the sheet format tool. Okay, after we clicking the sheet format tool in the toolbar here, we can see the edit sheet format, right? You can click on that. After clicking on that, your sheet format will turn into a blue color lines. Black color lines turn into blue. That shows that you are in a mode to edit the sheet format. So after selecting this, okay, this is my drawing number 1, right? Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it to number 1. Okay, what I did just now is I'm going to double click. Okay, I'm going to double click on it. I'm going to put my cursor on the assemble 1 thing and then double click on it. If I double click on it, means it will become like this. So I can delete it, and then I'm going to put there drawing. I'm going to type there drawing 1. Okay, after doing that, I always can change the size of the wording here. Just normal as we are just what we do in what Microsoft Word, we can do it here. Same functions. Okay, I'm going to change the scale here, scale of my font here. So I change it. Okay, then I'm okay with that. Okay, I'm going to now bold it or do it slant or anything. I can do like that. Okay, then okay, after I'm okay with that, everything perfect. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to right click somewhere around somewhere here on the graphical area for the sheet format. I'm going to click somewhere here. Okay, done. That's all. At here, and for the title, I'm going to double click on it. The text box will appear like this. After the text box appear, you can type in SM1 here. After clicking SM1, okay, the font is okay, everything is done. Okay, then I'm going to click somewhere at the what we call the sheet format here. After I clicking it, okay, now you can see that the assemble one, the wording is not at the center of the box, right? So what can I do is I always can click on it, then drag it below. Drag it out to below to be in the center of the box. Just drag it. Just click your left side. Just keep on clicking the left click, and then drag the wording down to place it at the position where you like, as you prefer, the position you prefer. Okay, then click again at the somewhere. Wait, guys, it's lagging. Okay, now here. Okay, wait, guys, it's lagging. Okay, now we're done, right? After we're done, what we can do here is, okay, and now I'm going to want to write my name here. Okay, sorry, it's lagging. So okay, guys, I cannot do anything because it's lagging. I'm trying to edit this. What is this? Okay, okay, I don't want to bother about this. Okay, I'm going to edit this. Finish by. And I'm going to put a double dotted question mark here, and then I'm going to type in my name. Okay, so it's my last name, Haran. That's all enough. Finish by Haran. Click somewhere here. It's done. I don't want to change anything here. It's because of dragging time. Okay, that's all. After we edit our sheet format, we can, after we done everything, we can go here and click back again the edit sheet format. After you click back again, you can see now it's been edited. So your drawing is there, everything is there, but your what we call your sheet format is not the same as before. You already edited. Okay, we are done with our first drawing. Now we are going to do our second drawing. Before that, we have to save our file first. Control S. Okay, assemble one drawing. Okay, then the type is in drawing mode, Solidworks drawing. Okay, everything is fine. The path is correct. This basically document Jazari new model drawing. Okay, everything is correct. Done. Okay, that's all for our first part. Then what we are going to do is we are going to continue with our second drawing. And we are going to click new and then click drawing in the Solidworks document, what we call dialog box here, then click OK. So this thing will show you again. Actually, now it's pre-selected A4 landscape, right? So after you selected that, after we select that, we have to click OK. We are okay with the preview. Okay, we select that. Then we will continue doing our drawing. So now we have to browse. Okay, before browse, we have to select the view layout, select standard 3D view, and then select at the property manager here. We have to select browse. In the browse, we have to select box. Then everything okay, we can select open. So the SolidWorks will do the drawing for you. After that, I want to adjust it, right? So I can adjust it like this. Bring it. Okay, I can adjust it like this. Then I want the isometric view, right? So in order to do the isometric view, I can go here and click the box, double click on the box in the property manager. Then I can go here and select the isometry and put the isometry here. Then click OK. Okay, now you can see my isometric view For the box is very large, right? So what can I do is I can either bring this down like this, which is not practical, which is not very practical. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to click this and then go to the custom scale. I'm going to change the scale to make the box a bit smaller. I'm going to do the same thing for every boxes here. Going to use the custom scale and change it to 1/4. And here also same. I'm going to in the property manager in the custom scale. I'm going to select the drawing and change it to small. Okay, now it's all small. So now it's going to be easy for us to assign the dimensions. Okay, before that, actually, I forgot to do something. Did you guys realize what my mistake here? My mistake here is I didn't assign the standard dimension. So I have to assign it before I did the drawing. So after I assign it, I have to go back to the annotation. I done with this, right? So I already scale it into custom scale, and then I can always okay with that. So closing the dialog. Then now I'm going to do the annotation. In the annotation, what we are going to do is we are going to select the smart dimension. In the smart dimension, then we are going to dimension each and every part. Before we doing that, another thing we have to do is we are going to select this drawing, and then we are going to make the hidden lines to appear. Select this drawing, bring it down, and make the hidden lines to appear. Actually, if we select here means this also will select for itself. Here, I think it's not important for the isometric view. Okay, we are done with that. Okay. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to assign the dimension. So we are going to click smart dimension on the annotation tool here. We are going to click smart dimension and then click any of the line here and drag it out the dimension. Same goes here, drag it out the dimension, and also have to show the gap between the lip. This is for the box, right? So the gap in the the hollow the gap the thickness of the box. Yeah, that's the correct term, the thickness of the box. Then sorry, okay, now I'm going to hide this. I did it wrongly, so I'm going back to smart dimension and the annotation bar here and the annotation tool here. Now I'm going to select this line first, and then together with that I'm going to select this line. So now it's showing my thickness is 5 mm. Also, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to show the thickness board 5 mm. Okay, and then I'm going to show the height of the box inside. The hollow what we call the hollow region here is 90 millimeters. Here 90 millimeters. Okay, I'm done with the top view. Now I'm going to dimension the front view here. Okay, in the front view, actually you can see here that the line is not complete, right? I mean, there is it's like another line missing, right? But it's not actually. The hidden line means the line inside the line we cannot see from the front view. It's actually inside the hollow box here. So inside the hollow box, the top part of the hollow box, there is nothing, right? So there is no line. But for the side part and the bottom part, we have the thickness for the hollow box, right? So now I'm going to assign the thickness. I'm going to show the thickness is 5 mm. This is also the same. I'm going to show the thickness is 5 mm. I'm going to show the thickness 5 mm. Sorry guys, I'm going to hide it because okay. Now I'm going to select this and this line. I'm going to show the thickness is 5 mm. Okay, I'm done with that. Now I'm going to show the actual dimension of the box, that is 100 mm, and here also the dimension is 100 mm. Okay, then I'm done with my front view of the box. Actually, this view is not important, right? If you see me, see that means because this view and this view is the same. Because of that, I'm going to delete this view, and first of all, I'm going to click back the smart dimension in order to we are out of the we are going we don't want the smart dimension mode after this, right? So I want to click that again, so undo that mode, and then I'm going to select this drawing, and then right click on it, and then click the delete button, and then in the dialog box here I'm going to click yes, so I'll delete it. Okay, after this I'm done with drawing. Done with my drawing, everything's perfect. Okay, now I'm going to edit my sheet format. So in order to do that, I'm going to select the sheet format tool here. In the sheet format toolbar, yeah, you can see the edit sheet format button here. I'm going to click that, and then everything turn into a blue line. Sheet format turn into a blue line. Okay, I'm going to change this into drawing 2, and then give a title to it a box draw. Okay, wait, just now we give assemble 1, right? So here we are going to do the box, and then here we are going to do a drawing number 2. So I'm going to double click it. After I double click it, it changed. So I'm going to delete it, and then wrote the drawing 2. I guess drawing 2, and I'm okay with that. Okay, I'm going to change the scale to, let's see, sorry, to select this, everything goes. Okay, and okay with that, I'm just going to click on here and click somewhere here. Okay, done. And here I'm going to click and then double click again so that I can type. So here I'm going to type what a box. Okay. And with that, I'm going to click somewhere here. Okay, I'm done with that. Here I'm going to edit it to the finish box here, delete, and then finish by colon for the caps lock. Haran. Okay, I'm done with that. Okay with that. Okay with this, I'm going to click here somewhere around here. So it's changed. Okay, everything is changed. Okay, now I have already edited my sheet format. Okay, I'm done with that. So I'm going to come out from the sheet format, edit picture here in the in edit mode, right? Sheet format edit mode, right? So I'm going to come out from there. So in order to do that, I have to undo the button at the what we call edit sheet format here. I click it back again, or I can do it by click the icon here. There's shown icon exit the edit sheet format, right? So I can click it here. It will exit automatically. Okay, we also done with our second drawing. So that's all, guys, for our drawing, assembly, and then sketching or what we call modeling. So first, as a quick recap, first we did what? We did two parts. That is, first part is our box, second part is our cover or lid. Then we did the assembly for both of the part. After we did the assembly for both of the part, we continue with the drawing. In the drawing, we did it for the assembly and we did it for the what we call the box. But we are not going to. But we are not going to do the drawing for the lid because it's the same process. We are just going to make our time useless lah. Okay, so now I'm done with the drawing. Okay, that's all about drawing. There's nothing else. Just make sure after you've done everything, you save the file. So now I'm going to save the file. Control S. I'm going to add in drawing. Box drawing. Okay, the path is correct. Everything is correct. Okay, the type also correct. And then I'm going to save the file. Okay, guys. Now you can, if you have any question, you can ask me now. Anybody? Everyone can hear me, right? Hello. Hello, hello. Is there anybody out there? You can hear me? Ask question.
Yes.
Yes, can hear.
Okay. Any question?
No.
No, there's no question. Okay, if you have no question means I give you guys a quick break, please. Quick break, 15 minutes of break. So we will continue back on extra features or external, what we call other useful features in SolidWorks. We'll learn that by 11:45. Can I? So it's a 15 minutes break. So you guys can leave the Discord now and join back the Discord by 11:45. Thank you guys. Thank you for your cooperation and thank you for listening to me. Thank you. Okay guys, everyone can you hear me right? Hope so. Semua boleh dengar saya.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, now we are going to look into other useful tools in SolidWorks. First, as usual, we are going to click a new file, open a new document. Then, now, okay, there are many features, but today many tools that can be used in SolidWorks in order to us to complete a sketch more easily. Now I'm going to focus on offset entities and power tree, because why I'm going to not look at other useful tool means because in incoming object, that means the at the second half of our second half of our SolidWorks workshop later, I'm going to use the mirror entities tool, offset not the revolve box and base tool, and then hole wizard. Okay, now which are tools that are not going to use it? Power trim and offset entities. So now, guys, I'm going to show you how to use the power trim. Okay, let's say I want to make an object like, okay, I want to merge a square and a circle. Okay, if I want to do that, first I have to go and click the sketch tool here, and then I have to click the sketch at the toolbar, sketch button at the toolbar here in order to enter the sketch mode. After I enter the sketch mode, I'm going to click the front view. Okay, now I'm going to start my sketch on the front view. Okay, now I'm going to draw a corner, draw a center rectangle first. Okay, then now I'm going to draw a circle. Do the square button and do the rectangle button and do the circle button here. Then I'm going to draw a circle like this. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, okay, I'm going to undo the circle button and then drag this rectangle a bit higher and then bring the circle, paste in it into somewhere like this. Okay, now actually I'm merging two sketches, two types of two types of shapes or object together. So now I want to remove this line, right, this line here, and then this line middle part here. So the simplest way to do that is use the power trim entities. Okay, power trim entities is placed just beside the drawing tools here. The power trim is here. It's the one two three fourth button from your left of your sketching document here. That means the part document here. You can click the trim entities here. After you clicking the trim entities on your property manager here, you can see the power trim is selected automatically. So if it's not select, means you have to select the power trim. After you select the power trim, so bring your cursor into the graphical area here. After that, you click your you left click your mouse, and then you just can see a line like this, right? So just drag it down to the line that you want to delete from the sketch. Now you can see that after the cursor line intersect with the part line just now, it's gone, disappear, right? That means the line is erased from the sketch. So I want to erase this together. Okay. After I've done that, I want to just erase this construction line also. Erase this, erase this, and then erase this line, and then also this line. What I did was I keep on holding my left click button. I just hold my left click button and then just delete every line here. Okay. So now there is no line on the sketch now. Okay, that's all about the power trim. Okay. So the main purpose of the power trim is trim the line that we don't want in our sketch. We also can use such as the trim to closet. You can use this what we call this option also, but this option is going to help you to cut one by one. Going to select this and cut this, and going to select this and cut this, like that. But the power trim is not like that. It's going to, wherever you're dragging your mouse, you're going to delete the line that intersect with the mouse line. Just now, just as I show you just now. Okay, okay, that's all. So if you are so you see that I've already deleted this circle, but I bring back it by just clicking the Control Z only. Nothing else. Okay, now we are going to look back. We're going to take a look on the offset entities. Okay, offset entities is here. It's here. It's from 1 to 3rd button from trim entity. The offset entity is here. If you click the offset entities at the sketch toolbar here, the property manager will show something like this. Okay, I have to change this. Sorry, let's change the standard unit. Okay. Okay. Now you can see that after I changing my standard what we call standard unit, it's automatically, the document automatically exit from the sketch mode, right? So if I want to edit back the sketch, means I have to go here at your features manager design tree here. You can go to the last sketch you did. The bottom of it's placed at the bottom. So at the bottom you have to right click on your mouse. After you right click, you can see something like appear like this. The what we call the dialog box appear like this. In the dialog box, the very first icon that you can see is the edit sketch icon. Okay, so if you click this, means you already enter into sketch mode, which you prefer if you want to edit the sketch you did before. Okay, now I'm going to show you the offset entities. After you clicking the offset entities, which is placed 1 to 3rd button from the trim entity, here this is the offset entity. Click it. After you clicking it, you can see the preset offset distance is 10 millimeters. Okay, I'm just going to leave it like that. Then I'm going to select the lines that I want to offset. Select the entities that I want to offset. I select this line, so it's automatically select the entities all around the sketch. So now this is what they mean by the this is what they mean by the what we call offset entities. I mean, I offsetting the entities to be not at its plate, but by copied by the distance of 10 millimeter. So you can see that this is our real sketch, and this is the sketch that we offset with the distance of 10 millimeter. Every and each entity is distance by copied the distance by 10 millimeters. Okay, let's say I want to reverse. This is the preview, right? Okay, I'm not okay with the preview it's shown, so I want to reverse it and bring these entities to be inside the sketch that I did before. So what I can do here is, at the properties manager box here, property manager here, I can click the reverse. If I click it reverse, it's going to be appear, the offset entity is going to appear inside the sketch that I did before. So okay, now I'm okay with this. I'm going to click OK. So now you can see my sketch in inside, right? Okay, I offset my sketch ready. Okay, I'm done with that. I'm going to exit sketch. Okay, after I exit sketch, I always can go to the features tool. I can use the features tool here. And then extruded it, trying to extrude my 2D sketch. I'm just going to click any of the line or any of the entities here, and it's automatically going to show me the preview. Okay, the preview is not okay, and then I'm going to select this line also. Wait, okay, I click both by wait, okay, it's not working, right? So I have to change it to I have to try anything something else. So I'm going to now select select this line here, press Control and select this line. Select this line here and press Control and select this line, and then I'm going to select the extruder box feature. If I do like that, means just now you see it's all right. The whole object went into extruded, but now after I select the both sketches, it went into a hollow, something like this. So I'm going to assign it to 100 millimeter. Set to 100 millimeter at the property manager. Now it's a hollow object, something like this. So I'm okay with that. So I click OK. So it appears like this. Okay. That's all. We're done with our useful, what we call useful features just now. Okay. Any questions? Guys, do anybody have any questions? If anyone don't have any questions, then we are going to enter our hands-on section. Okay, hands-on section. What we mean by hands-on section means we before this our trainers advised our participants, you guys, to install SolidWorks, right? So now on the hands-on section, the participants are going to try out to make exactly any object exactly with different dimension also can. The box I did before and show it to our trainers, so that if you have any problem in doing that, so in creating a 3D model, our trainers will help you. It will guide you to complete your model. That's what we mean by the hands-on section. So it's already 12 o'clock now. So we are going to start our hands-on section. So if you see at my screen here, right, there is below our main hall here, at our IR 2020 SolidWorks. Below the main hall here, there is a lot of hall here. So peserta boleh masing-masing enter the hall according to your trainers. That your trainers should be informed earlier, so you can enter any of the hall. Enter the hall selected for you. Okay, so how to enter the hall means you can just go and double click at the hall here. You will straight away enter the hall. Then your trainers will be waiting for you there. Okay, trainers, you can enter your hall. Leave the main hall, please. Okay, participants, you also can enter the hall. Hall for you. Boleh dengar saya tak? Just repeating in bahasa Melayu. Okay. Peserta masing-masing boleh masuk dalam hall anda masing-masing seperti mana yang your trainer beritahu. You boleh masuk your punya hall. Nanti trainer akan guide you untuk buat SolidWorks in our hands-on section. You can enter any hall you preferred by just pointing your cursor on the hall and double click it. You can enter your hall. Noor Fazira, you can enter your hall. Ashwin, you can enter your hall.
You can enter any hall that you want. Hall 1 and hall 2 is still empty right now. There's only Fancy there.
Yeah.
So Fazira and just Fazira. You can go anywhere you want. Okay, thank you. Yo, Haran.
Yo.
What a great job.
A great job.
Yeah.
I
did a
tell you the
great job.
hard. Okay, okay.
No. Everything from my opinion, everything is good.
Okay lah. So
Yeah.
yang boleh faham kan saya punya repetition okay kan?
Yep. Very, I mean like very benda basic but very detailed. So bagus lah.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to sleep. Bye.
So we gonna continue at what time?
Satu lah, pukul 1. Shit lah, I tak. Okay,
Pukul
nanti
1?
ambil kita. Pukul 1 hands-on section ni kan?
Tengah hands-on session kan.
Sekarang siapa tu? Oh, Zul. Oh, okay. I mean like lepas hands-on session ni terus rehat kan? Terus I mean prayer break kan?
Ya.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sebab right now aku dekat hotel, so aku ada access internet. Maybe aku akan keluar kejap lagi. I'll try to balik as soon as possible. InsyaAllah.
So kita punya hands-on section tu macam 12 until 1:30. So kita punya rehat 1:30 to 2:30. We will continue back at 2:30 macam tu. Okay kan Zul?
Kenapa Farhan ada sampai 3 lah?
Itu lah, maybe semua masuk situ. Maybe Koyum pun boleh kot. Sekali kejap, aku masuk Koyum kejap. I bagi tahu Koyum kejap.
Okay.
Farhan okey tak? Penat?
Saya inilah dry. Throat dry. That's all.
Apa guna ni extra break ni lama.
Itulah. Like I pun kena enter hall sebab check trainers okay tak. Kena 3 orang.
Itulah, aku dah bagi tahu dah.
Okay. Kenapa tu hall 2 dengan hall 5
tak
tak
tahu.
ada?
Aku tahu lah, tapi sepatutnya dah bagi tahu kan. Face semua dah bagi tahu. Tapi tak tahu lah, as long as semua masuk, semua dengar balik, okay aku.
Kau yang record kan tadi?
That one I'm not sure, but I think semalam dia kata dia nak record.